Steve, just what was the key to the third quarter, and how nice was it to have so many different players contribute with Durant out?
Well, we threw it to our guys instead of the other guys. That was pretty as simple as it sounds. That's what happened. First half, we probably just threw away 5 passes without even thinking, just throwing it to the other team, and that led to, I think they had like 15 points off our turnovers. So third quarter, we just took care of the ball, and when we do that, because of our talent and because of the pressure Steph can put on the defense at the point of attack, then the ball starts to really move, and you saw how beautiful that was in the second half. We had 37 assists total, and so it's all about taking care of the ball and defending. And the defense part, I'm really pleased with. I think it's about the 5th straight really good defensive effort we've had, so that's a great sign.
Nick Young kind of got some of those Durant minutes tonight. I want to ask you not about his shooting, but he had a couple defensive plays and an assist. I saw you really fist pumping over there.
I like Nick's effort tonight at the defensive end. He's pretty good on the ball. I think his defense on the ball is his strength, and he's got to continue to work on his off-ball defense. But I loved his energy. I loved his intent out there. He gets a little shy sometimes. I want to encourage him to shoot. So we'll talk more about that.
Steve, along those. Oh,
Go ahead,
oh,
Jay.
sorry.
Nick Young, JaVale McGee, Sean Livingston in that one stretch. Did you see some kind of chemistry with those three? Was there something with those three on the court that really clicked, you think?
Well, I think it's a combination that we wanted to go to before the game with KD out. JaVale gives us such energy, and Nick obviously can shoot the ball. So you want Sean out there to kind of orchestrate and settle everybody down. And so that was really a good combination. I thought JaVale's minutes were fantastic. He's plus 15 in 9 minutes, and great energy. And Sean had a really nice night. So that was a good combination. Seemed to change the game a little bit.
Steve, along those lines, seeing so many different guys do some of the little things, Caspi blocking some shots, and how encouraged are you by all of that?
Yeah, well, you know what? I actually kind of like these games when we have to sit somebody in a weird way. It's good for our team. I mean, we're lucky. We're in a position where we've got so much talent that we can afford to miss one of our main guys and still be able to compete at a high level. And so on a night like this, it allows guys like Omri and Nick to step in there and get good minutes, and it's good for the team. It's good for morale. It's good for individual development, and it forces the group to play together when you're missing, one of your main guys. So I like nights like this, and as I said, we're fortunate to be able to, with our depth and our talent, to be able to make up for the loss of a great player.
Hey, Steve, just the fact that it's so early in the season, I was wondering, what was your sense going in as far as just the team's readiness to absorb any kind of absence like this with Durant?
I felt good about it because we've been rock solid now the last four or 5 games. Our defense has picked up, and so I had no worries about playing without KD because I know we've got a lot of guys who know how to play and some vets, and Omri's just just a fantastic piece to have. I don't even know what his role is from one night to the next. I guess that's what his role is just to be ready. And I never know before the game when I'm going to put him in, but I know when I put him in, he's going to do a great job and keep the action going with his cutting, his energy, his defense. So he's been a tremendous addition.
Coach, Andre had a solid game with 11 points. And what did you think of his performance tonight, just being inserted into the game, inserted in the starting lineup for the first time in like 2 years?
Has it been 2 years?
Yes.
Wow.
In regular season.
Yeah. Andre's Andre. We always know what we're going to get from him, which is great defense and directing the team as a kind of a point forward. But I wanted to put him in the starting lineup to play him with that with the backcourt of Steph and Clay, so he could play make and also hopefully get a couple open looks, and which he did, and he knocked him down. So it's a good night for Andre and for everybody, really.
To follow up to that, how big was his his ultimate willingness to come off the bench in 2014 for what you had coming in as a new coach?
Well, I've said this before, but Andre's willingness to come off the bench set the tone for everything that we do here, and that acceptance and unselfishness still resonates with our group. I can always point to Andre's sacrifice that year as, kind of setting the tone for who we are and what we do, and that's why when we play everybody and some guys don't get big minutes, and it could go either way, the way we do things, because you're trying to keep everybody happy, but when you do that, sometimes you can upset some people. But Andre's example set the tone early on here for everybody to be unselfish and to understand it's about the group, and it's been a powerful force for us.
Steve, to have Al Addles back in the building and a happy birthday by the whole arena, what did that mean to you?
That was great. I loved hearing the crowd sing to him, and that was one of the best moments of the night, and it was good to see him in the building.
Steve, you look at Steph's game and 5 turnovers in the first half. He's kind of throwing the ball around. It wasn't his best game, and then you look at the box score, and he almost has a triple-double. Do you feel like, obviously he's had a great start to the season, but do you almost feel like we're kind of taking him for granted? He's been so good and so good for so many years now.
I don't know. I mean, we marvel at what he does every single night, but I think part of the package with Steph is that he's so fluid and loose, which makes him great, but it also means some games he'll just throw the ball to the other team, a couple times, and you're like, what is that? And he comes to the sidelines. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but what he does in every area, really, defensively, offensively, is just so forceful that you live with a few turnovers, and you hope that he makes better decisions, which he did in the second half. But the guy is just it's just stunning, really, with the impact he makes. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, there's obviously been so many great players in this league who have dominated, and you think about Michael Jordan immediately, or Larry Bird, or Magic, and Shaq. What he did to the defense. You had to pay so much attention to him, and Steph is similar, but in a different way from everybody else. And I've never seen anybody put that much pressure on the defense 35 feet from the hoop and generate the spacing and the pace and the chaos that ensues defensively once he gets going towards the rim. So everything we do, starts with Steph, and he's brilliant. So if he wants to throw the ball to the other team a couple times, we're okay with it. Thanks.